So, do you got advice single parents stop having children? Or you say just keep trying? Or just stop having children?
No, I think single parents, if they have one, let it be. Stop having kids until you get your husband. Because
Right.
seriously, we all make mistakes, but having 4 and 5 kids, nah.
Right.
I was a single mother, and I only had one child. See, God didn't put me down here to multiply the earth.
He didn't put you in a multiply.
He didn't put me, y'all. My mother used to pray with us, teach us how to pray from home. You're supposed to train your child at home. You don't pay for the teacher or the church to train your children. You're supposed to start from home. And the young mothers, they pay for the teachers to teach the child everything. But training comes from home. You start at home.
Start at home.
My mother was old-fashioned, so I think mothers should put their children first.
So you don't like mothers that?
I like mothers to take care of their kids first and themselves second.
Right.
I've seen so many mothers all dolled down, and the kids look like little buckwheats.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. It's Pastor Dozier here. Today I want to do something totally different. As many of y'all know, I am a product, clearly of a mother, but specifically a single mother. Today I want to do something different. I know we love the worship. The worship was great. But at this moment, I want to just take a moment to have an up-close and personal talk with my own mama. Hopefully it stays great. I don't know if the lights are going to bother her. I don't know. Hopefully it stays PG-13. But I'm grateful for this. It's my mom, my mother. So y'all watch this with me, and I'll see y'all a little bit.
She was born on Friday, February 3rd, 1978, about 6:30.
About 6:30 now. How long was I doing the whole thing? The what they call it?
Child, you carried me through some pain all day, but you came out at 6:30.
Came out 6:30.
9 pounds and 11 ounces.
How big was it?
9 pounds and 11 ounces.
9 pounds, 11
And
ounces.
22 and a half inches long. He left me with a hernia. So that day I remember.
What was named one time as I was a kid I made you really, really mad? When I was young. Let's say less than 12 years old.
Well, you did two things that really made me really mad. Number one was you had a lot of straight pins in his mouth. And I had to ease the straight pin out of his mouth, then I gave him a good spanking. Number two was he had a habit of sticking his hand in a brick. And I thought a snake come out of his hand. I gave him another whooping off of that.
So if I put my hand in a brick?
You know how them block bricks
Oh,
have
the
a
block
hole
brick that hole in.
in front of your
What's called had it next door to the house. I remember
you
that.
stuck your hand in it. Just
You
scared
thought
because I
something.
think a snake would bite your hand. So.
And the pen in the mouth. Straight pen, like the pen that go in.
And then the next thing you know, you stole my car.
Come on, that's too far. That's too you going to I'm throwing I was young. All right, so let's talk about the stuff that everybody I'm sure want to know. Were you even shocked when you found out I had got a girl pregnant? Were you shocked, or you thought it might have happened already, or were you totally shocked?
Child, I was about to lose my mind.
I was saying, did you not think? I don't know. I'm asking because I don't know. Of course, I was shocked, but I mean,
You were shocked.
what did you think that I was just never was like that? You didn't think I was into stuff like that, girls and stuff like that. You didn't think I was.
Brian, I don't know. I caught Brian so many times, so I
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, were you
so I know you wasn't gay. I put it that way. I know that much.
right? But I'm saying, were you shocked? Like, oh, I got a girl pregnant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because on my job they gave us a lot of condoms. So I said, well, sin is sin in my book. So I gave you some condoms. I saw the condoms floating in his washing machine.
Yeah. Okay, so you're shocked by me being Getting a girl pregnant. What about when you found out? I don't even know how it happened. I don't know if I said something or the church said something, but when I felt like I was called to preach and all that stuff, how you felt then? Did you think I was?
At that time, I didn't thought you was ready, but I don't know, something within me, and I thought about my great grandfather. He was a Baptist minister, and also my grandfather was a Methodist minister, and also I had 3 brothers in ministers. So it's possible that God called you too, but at the first,
my lifestyle was a little crazy.
Yeah, your lifestyle was terrible. So I didn't know that God really called you. I thought maybe because you
was around people.
You were around a lot of ministers. They always push you. You can beat a drum. You can play up. You had a lot of talent. And I felt like they was pushing you. I really didn't think you was ready for all that. Because I didn't ask you.
Right.
You feel like God had called you. You said, Mama, you said you felt funny. God called you early age, like 9 or 10 years old. But see, you didn't tell me until later. I think it was 17, 18 years old when you told me all of that.
Yeah, and by the time I was in trouble and baby and stuff. In what ways am I like you?
I can't tell all my secrets. But you do anything for anybody, but you real moody. You moody to me. I'm your mother.
I'm not.
I can tell the day that you don't feel like talking, you do.
Right on my mind. Yeah.
A lot of ways you like me, because you believe in being straight. Because everybody think I'm mean, but I'm not. I just would try not to tell lies to people. Just go ahead and tell how I really feel about things. And that's one part I like about you. Just go ahead and tell it like it is.
Tough on the kid. Like what's the big difference between how you see mothers raising, or even single mothers? Just different. Like
I've seen both. I've seen some single mothers really care. They put their family first. I've seen mothers that they're interested in their kids' spiritual, and also they're interested in their children going to school, make sure their children are dressed nice, and they don't let their kids keep up with the style. See, back in my days, we didn't keep up with the style. There's some parents let their children keep up with the style, but back in my days, you didn't.
What about what do you think about whooping children?
Well, I don't think you should just scold a kid all the time. Because the Bible speaks, you're supposed to not spell it wrong. But I do think you're supposed to talk to your kids and explain and ask them why they do this and why they do this. Back in my day, they didn't ask questions. If a teacher said they didn't.
Right.
But nowadays, these young people, all you really do is think you're supposed to. We are born in a different generation. These kids are, and I think a parent should talk to their kids and find out why they did certain things or why they said certain things. But see, my mother don't ask you why. Back in my day, she go in there and spank you, and you know why. You didn't repeat yourself doing something again.
What's the worst spanking you got from mama, from grandma, from your mama?
Worst thing I did to my mama. I had a little temper problem. A little small temper problem. I will cuss.
Right.
Cuss real bad.
And around grandma?
I didn't know she was around. I didn't know she was standing behind me. I was, so I brought up in a little prejudiced town, and these kids was calling me a nigger, and I just started cussing like a slut. My mama said, Margie. And that's, she said, I didn't know you can cuss like that. I put some cussing on white people.
Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that. I heard something about $1. I heard something before about $1.
Oh, yeah.
$1.
Yeah, I was in the second grade. Back in them days, if you didn't turn your spelling books in, you didn't get your report card. So my mother told me she wasn't going to pay for my report card. She said, no, Ma. She said, you just want to get your report card. So that morning, I slipped and took $1 out of her purse. Lord have mercy. She came to the school to pay for my spelling book. The teacher said, Marge already had paid for her book. And she said, what? She called me right outside, and Lord knows. I heard kids saw how she beat me. She put a whipping on me for $1.
For $1. $1 was a lot of money.
No, the book was 90 cents then, but I sold $1.
You took $1.
I learned not to steal, I'll tell you that.
What kind of advice would you give a mother that got a child with a lot of potential, maybe, but maybe not?
Well,
You're not doing
I
that.
had my son, as far as I put of you, you were telling me like you wasn't capable of doing your math. So I went to, I got you a tutor. And Enos Davis' son was a tutor. And the teacher told me, she said, Margie Brian Dozier's lying. He ended up helping me with these kids' lessons. He don't need a tutor. He just wanted to get away from the house. I said, Brian, why you act like you couldn't get your math? And the teacher told me, he said, Brian, why you doing your mother like that? You dropping your shoulders. You didn't need no tutoring. You were helping the teacher tutor the kids and yourself at the place. That's what my family understands.
So I need some attention. Do you think mothers now don't give their kids a lot of attention? Do you think they put too much onto the TVs and tablets?
That's true now. The children attention. The children like a lot of attention. And you was one child like a lot of attention. Yeah, because most people don't understand. Kids need their both parents. They need their mother and they need their father. And they need you to spend like my mom used to do a Thursday with us. She always spent like a Thursday with us. With y'all, my mother used to pray with us, teach us how to pray from home. You're supposed to train your child at home. You don't expect for the teacher or the church to train your children. You're supposed to start from home. And the young mothers, they expect for the teachers to teach the child everything. But training come from home. You start at home.
Start at home. Help a mother that got a child that ain't doing good in school. What you do besides whoop them? I know you believe in whooping.
Well, I think you should sit down and ask the child and see what the child liking. And if the child needs some help in math or needs some help in spelling, if you can't afford a tutor, or sit down every evening first. Make sure the child get their homework first. Then most of the time when a child come home, they mostly need a snack. Because I always gave you a snack when you come home.
Yeah, they still giving that snack. I think every parent giving that snack. What's something that you did as a mother, or maybe you stopped doing, and you think every mother should know, like, don't ever stop this? If you had a chance to go back in time and say, hey, I could have did more of this as a mother, what would it be?
My problem, I would try to listen to other folks telling me I was real mean to you because I was a single mother. And they would say, oh my, I would try to push you more. But you had a lot of potential. But if you'll start one thing and you'll get out of it, and I didn't ever push you. But I feel like if you see your child with something special, or God, a gift that God gave them, if it was religious or whatever, you should go ahead and encourage your child. Encourage them to do this, encourage them to do that. Because some children, they want you to sit down and tell them things. Right. You have a lot of music talent, but see, I didn't encourage you. You got that background from your father's side, and I know you love music like I love music.
Oh, okay, that's good. What bother you about young mothers today? Just bother you? You see them in the store, you see something, you see it on TV, you just say, I just don't like that.
My mother was old-fashioned, so I think mothers should put their children first.
So you don't like mothers that?
I like mothers to take care of their kid first and themselves second.
Right.
I've seen so many mothers all dolled down, and the kids look like little buckwheats. That's the truth.
Right.
I like that part. I've seen some mothers really put their kids first. For example, my daughter-in-law, I'm not just saying because she's my daughter-in-law, she put her kids first. I mean, she dressed her kids first, and then she take care of her husband and herself.
Right.
And I think that's one thing you're supposed to always put your child first.
Right.
Because I always put you for me.
Right.
And I feel like a parent, single parents, or married a parent should put their child first. Right. I mean, God first.
And then the child. Right.
Second.
So what happened to the church mothers? Why nobody want to be church? Like, what happened to the church mothers that used to tell on me, tell you stuff I did, like?
Yeah, what I don't like about kids, parents, sit down with the child and teach them how to read.
Right.
Teach it, yeah. When they make a mistake, I don't care how much they get upset, make them do it over again.
Right.
Yeah, no, really, make them do it over again. Don't ever let a child win because he's a child, because you and I play checkers.
Yeah, you really
I never let you win.
Right. Like, give all the mothers something that say, hey, that the world crazy and you should
I think parents should make the children do chores, though. I really do. I think children should take out the garbage, if they're old enough to wash dishes, make them fold clothes, give them a chores or something to do at home. Don't give them that freedom to go get the food with the homework. They can watch TV. I think children should learn how to do things.
Right.
I really do. Clean out the bathroom, do the best they can. Teach them to work at home. That way, when they grow up as young ladies and men, they don't mind working.
So everybody always want to know this question because everybody talk about me saying I can't cook. Could you tell everybody, hey, we was just real busy? Like, why? Do you got any reason why you can tell everybody we'll cook? That you worked a lot. I went home a lot to watch you cook. Just because everybody think like something wrong with me because you could cook, and I was like, hey, as a kid growing up. I did.
As a kid, the only reason why you didn't learn how to cook because really, you was using Little League football since you was 7 years old.
Right. I was always in some sports and stuff.
You was always in sports. You was always with everything. Music that night. We ate out most of the time. That's on weekend. I cooked sometimes.
Right. So you okay with a mother as long as they feeding each other? You don't mind a mother don't cook all the time. All these new modern mothers now say they don't cook all the time. You okay with that?
I don't mind that one bit as long as you feed your child.
Right.
Popeyes and that was know your name. Piccadilly, all them people know you.
I mean, I was gonna ask you when I gave you the most trouble. It probably was when I was a teenager, right?
Yes, Lord.
Was that one thing that was like, worse than the rest of them, or was it just that, baby? What about when I went to jail for the first time, and you found that I was in jail? Was that? I don't know. I was bad. I know it was a whole lot of tough stuff, but I want to ask you because it's some mothers out here who got children that's, not looking the best.
That time at Burdine, what you did?
Burdines? What's Burdine? Oh, snow.
Yeah, Burdine.
I don't know. I think I took something out of there. I was probably trying to steal something.
Yeah, you paid for one pair of pants and you try to slip and steal another pair of pants.
I don't know why even.
I don't either, but I know the judge had me like I stole. I had to go to court with people and stand up.
Right.
Now that shocked me.
No, what shocked you was, tell the story about the time that I was staying on my own. I know I had left home by then. And you saw,
oh, yeah.
I was trying to hide the drugs from you.
Yeah, that crack.
Tell her what happened. You remember?
All I know, I stepped on a bag I thought it were rocks. And you picked it up as nice, but I didn't know you was into that kind of stuff.
Right. All right, so let's talk about that. What about parents that just ain't aware of all the stuff their kids into? What can you tell them? Go in the room. What does a parent do when their child is sneaky and you want to speak to that parent and say, here's what you need to do?
Number one, you never think your children is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't perfect. Checking your children a pack of those book bags.
Mm-hmm.
Go in your room and look up on a mattress. Look in them drawers and see ugly books and stuff because I had a child. I didn't know you know about all that stuff.
Yeah.
You had a lot of stuff.
I was in a lot of peer pressure.
Well, no peer pressure. You just wanted to be grown before time.
Yeah.
Another thing too, be careful who your children deal with.
Right.
Because see, your problem is, I try to make sure you go with the kids that you went to church with. But you always like to be with kids that don't want to go to school, skip a day in school. See, you never want to be a good child.
Okay, so what do you think the best solution is for parents that's trying to parent grown children?
Well, number one, if a child is grown, they left the mother's house.
If they left the mother's house.
That's when you have to start praying.
Right.
That's when you have to start praying. But if a child comes to you for advice, I think you should pray first and give them the best of your knowledge.
But stay out this stuff.
Just that's your children. A lot of things that you did I didn't like.
Right.
When you try to interfere with a grown person, that makes that child do it more. I learned that through you.
Right. Okay, so there's a bunch of people that hear me always talking about you, always talking about my grandma. What's something you can say to parents that they don't believe the kid may be paying attention to, but it'll pay off?
Number one, whatever, everybody got some good in them. And
Everybody got some good in them.
Oh yeah. And God give us all talents and gifts. If you see your child doing different things, you may not approve of it. But you think it later on in life he may need it. Encourage your child. You be saying, Mama, one time you said, Mama, why can't you let me go? Then you start learning some tricks yourself how to win for me. Don't let a child win because he's a child.
Right.
That's not life.
Right.
In this world, you're going to have some struggles, some ups and downs, but you try to let a child know it's easy. It's not easy in this world.
Right.
As a child, it's not easy. It's not easy as an adult. These kids, you got to sit down and do things with your children. My mother wasn't able to do things with her because my mother had 12 kids. She had to go. She had to work. But she did give them thirst.
Let's talk about that. What about all these mothers that got all these children? What do you tell them? Do you tell them stop having these children? I mean, what do you say these girls just won't? I mean, are you okay with just keep having children for children?
God bless them. No, but what I'm trying to say.
What about these single parents? You're a single parent, and so do you got advice single parents stop having children? Or you say just keep trying, or just stop having children?
No, I think single parents, if they have one, let it be. Stop having kids until you get your husband.
Right.
Because seriously, we all make mistakes, but having 4 and 5 kids, nah.
Right.
I was a single mother, and I only had one child. See, God didn't put me down here to multiply the earth. See, God didn't put me down here to multiply the earth.
Put you in a multiply.
He didn't put me, because I feel like if I had a husband, I still would have probably had about 1 or 2.
Right. You didn't want a whole bunch of children.
No, because
you had so many children. You grew up with so many.
I already have, 5 sisters and 5 brothers.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's a lot.
We about a year apart. I was born in 47, one born in 48. I mean, we all just like steps.
Right. How do you not raise a sorry kid? Every parent don't want their child to be sorry.
Well, that's a chance you have to take. You don't know what you're raising. The Bible speaks to that. When you raise up a child, you don't know what it's going to be. Lazy, don't want to work. You really don't know.
So what about a parent that's just saying, I think my child is on their way to being sorry. What do I do?
We're trying to encourage the child to do different things. And do different things with your child. See, some parents, they go in and tell a child, mop the floor. Number one, you got to first mop the floor yourself to teach a child how to mop the floor.
Right. Right. So you
and
saying
a child got to see you do something too now.
Right.
If your mama sit around and lazy, the child gonna sit around being lazy.
Right.
See, sometimes parents want to push their children to the back on the floor, and they still sit there. Go on in line. Go wash that dish. If the child, you got to train your child. Well, go in there and wash the dishes. Let the child see how you wash it and teach them how to wash dishes. I tried to teach someone else how to wash dishes when they was a child.
What's something that children do that's disrespectful Mother's Day that bother you?
Talking back. I can't stand for a child to talk back, and I can't stand for a child to say, yeah, I really can't.
Right.
Because it's yes or no, or yes sir or no sir. I still believe in the old value. And thank you. You don't take things from people for granted.
Right.
Excuse me. Teach children manners. If children don't have it.
Right.
They don't say their grace when they get ready to eat. They're blessed and they just grab something and start eating. They don't thank you. See, back in my day, that's the first thing the parents teach you how to pray at night, say the Lord's Prayer. Teach you how to, when you get ready to eat your food, like Curtis, he know how to say a blessing.
Right. Right.
You're supposed to teach children that. You don't pay for somebody out in the street to teach your child. That's how they learn how to cuss and them other things.
Right.
You try it at your home, you teach your kid good things. Because they're going to learn some bad things in school, in the street. You can't stop that now.
Right. All right, Mom. This odd question for you, because I know Grandma gone. What's the one thing you miss about her the most?
Well, when I get depressed, I used to call my mother. When right now, I went through COVID-19. My mother was alive. She would have gave me she always said she would have gave me some type of verse in the Bible.
Bible verse.
Yeah, she'd have built me up where I was feeling real down and depressed. And she would, as a child, I used to tell her, "Oh, Mom,
Depressed.
I'm depressed. I'm bored." She told me to get the book of the Bible and start reading stuff. Like
You're
that.
bored, right?
Yeah.
What? I mean, you've been my mother for over 40 years, so I know we lost grandma. Was that 7-8 years ago?
Yeah.
So, in what ways is being a mother different today than it was probably when you first?
Well,
had me?
back in my day, children was that's the main thing. Children was they were raised up in the church. If you were saved or not saved, you was raised up in the church. From the time I can remember, I always was raised up in the church. So that's how I raised you up in the church. The young mothers, some of them, their parents didn't raise them up in the church, so they don't care about raising their children in the church. And then another thing, I was taught, and I taught you, you're supposed to pay your tithe and offering. At that time, you didn't have no tithe, but I did give you money to put in for offering. I taught you to learn how to give.
Right.
I said, these young people don't teach their young kids how to give. To me, I don't think so.
Right. What happened to
those church mothers not living like they're supposed to live, and kids see that. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care who it is, a deacon.
Right. So you think a lot of kids not seeing church mother?
Yeah. If a young mother, a young mother in church, and children see her somewhere else where she shouldn't be, a leader in the church, I put it this way, a leader in the church that's teaching kids stuff, you should let them.
Right.
No.
So you think kids seeing too much from church mother? Explain the value of pushing your children to be in church to learn just godly stuff, good things, better stuff. Like what's the benefit of that? Because clearly it helped me, but I'm gonna do the explain. Even when the parents sometimes may not want to, they push the child to go.
When you train your child out, the Bible speaks of it. It's in the Bible. It's written that you're supposed to train up your child where you should go. And when you get out, when you get to be an adult, he'll put things down. But
so you think it's good to put the child in there to get help training?
Because number one, if a child is trained in the church, the child learn how to love, child learn how to respect. If you train a child, whatever child see in this world is in the Bible.
Right.
That's why it's good to have a youth church.
Youth church, right.
Give the children a chance to ask the minister or whoever over them different questions. Because in this world right now, it's really terrible. There's always been trouble now as children exposed to more than I was exposed to.
Right.
Because everybody got a TV in their room. Everybody got a game in their room.
Cell phone.
And see, back in my day, we only had one television. We all sat in the living room and watched television.
Now everybody got a TV and a phone.
Everybody got their own phone. Sometimes you don't even see your children.
Yeah. All right, man. All right, y'all, that's it. Not gonna let my mom say anymore, talk about anything else. Then us today, pray, support, thank God for your mother. If you are somebody who has a mother, thank God for them. If your mother is not here, thank God for the time you have with them, because no one could make it here on earth without a mother. All right, see y'all. God bless y'all. Amen.